Hello, my name's David. I want to talk about Doctor Who. I always want to talk about Doctor Who, but not in the way you tend to think about it. I watch a lot of Doctor Who stuff on YouTube, and at some point I realized that almost all the shows talk about the same things: the reviews, the rankings, the leaks, rumors, reactions, and that's fine. A lot of those channels are really good. But I keep finding myself thinking about other stuff. So this channel exists because of that. Because I kept asking questions that didn't seem to fit anywhere else. Questions like, what happens to companions after the Doctor leaves and we stop following them? Or what would their lives actually look like years later if they were real people? Or things like the TARDIS. We all just accept it. It's bigger on the inside. It travels anywhere, goes anywhen. But if something like that actually existed, the implications would be enormous. Politically, scientifically, historically. And then there are the little things that shouldn't matter, but do. Like, why the Doctor never fixed the chameleon circuit? That's not a joke question. That's a Doctor Who question. Those are the kind of things I want to talk about here. Now, when I say unconventional, I don't mean contrarian. I'm not here to argue with other fans or tell anyone they're enjoying the show wrong. I just want to look at it from angles that don't usually get much attention. Sometimes that means asking uncomfortable questions. Sometimes it means connecting dots across eras. Sometimes it means admitting we don't actually have an answer. I'm completely fine with that. Doctor Who has always been strange, layered, and open-ended. And I think the way we talk about it should be too. One thing I do want to do is I want to give the classic series more room to breathe. Doctor Who, it didn't start in 2005, and a lot of what Modern Who does really well only makes sense if you understand what came before it. So you'll see me talking about classic companions and classic doctors, classic enemies, and sometimes comparing them to newer ones. For example, and this is one I keep coming back to, Peter Capaldi's 12th Doctor and John Pertwee's 3rd Doctor have way more in common than people usually acknowledge. They have the same authority, the same moral certainty, the same sense that this Doctor knows exactly who he is. Those kind of parallels, that's what fascinates me, and I want to dig into them without turning it into a list or a scorecard. This isn't going to be loud. I'm not chasing outrage, and I'm not trying to win fandom arguments. This is a slower channel, a thinking channel, a let's sit with this idea for a minute kind of channel. If you finish a video and think, I never thought about it that way, then it worked. That's really the goal. This isn't meant to be a one-way thing. If you've got an idea, a theory, a question you've never seen explored, I want to hear it. If you want to send in a clip or a thought or even disagree with me, that's part of the fun. Doctor Who has always been a conversation. I don't want this channel to forget that. I realized recently that I miss talking about Doctor Who. Not reviewing it, not reacting to it, just talking about it. And my other channel isn't the right place for that. So, instead of forcing it somewhere it doesn't belong, I gave it a space of its own. That's really all this is. So if this sounds like your kind of Doctor Who, the odd questions, the loose threads, the stuff that doesn't fit neatly into a list, stick around. The rest of the journey, that's just wibbly wobbly. You ever notice how Doctor Who companions are always in danger, but they're never trying to document it? I mean, they're running from Daleks, falling through time vortexes, watching history change, and nobody ever says, hey, maybe we should record this. Now, imagine this. What if the Doctor's companion was a YouTuber? Not a journalist or working with UNIT, a content creator. Someone whose first instinct in a life or death situation is, hold on, this is going to do numbers. Picture it. They're running for their lives, Daleks everywhere, buildings exploding, and instead of screaming,
"Don't forget to like and subscribe if we survive this."
and the Doctor just stops for half a second, looks at them like, "I have fought gods, I have rewritten time itself, and this is how the universe ends." But then you start thinking, what if that's actually useful? What if the Doctor realizes that attention itself is power? That when enough people are watching, events matter more. That viral video creates gravity. Suddenly the Daleks aren't just invading, they're being observed, judged, commented on, turned into content, and the Doctor has to ask himself, is this companion interfering with history? Or are they documenting the moment that history becomes fixed? And maybe, just maybe, the most dangerous thing in the universe isn't the Daleks. It's a companion who refuses to turn the camera off. That's why the Doctor keeps staring at them like that. Because some things should never be monetized, and some timelines definitely shouldn't.